Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about all the junk that I carry on the bike and on my person whilst I'm riding. So let's get into it. Anyone who knows me knows where I'm going to start, and that is with the food. I don't have any affiliations really with any sort of food products, and I follow my stomach and what's worked with me well in the past and what I think is going to work well for the ride that I'm doing. I try and tailor it really specifically to the intensity that I'm doing on that ride. So if I'm doing something a bit easier, don't need as many fast-acting carbohydrates, and I can rely on bars that are a little bit more for lower GI, maybe like a Carmen's bar that's a bit more heavier on the nuts and the protein. And then as the intensity increases, then I steer towards bars that are easier to get down, like something with more oats or something that's got rice in it. And then gels. They're good to get you out of a pinch, and they're great for that just fast-acting fuel when you need it. Also like Clif bars, they're 60 grams, so they're usually like about double one of these bars, and they fit great in your pocket, so you can bring a lot of them and get a lot of energy out of a bar that's not that big. They stack well in pocket. That's what I like about them, and they taste good, and they don't really mess with my stomach. My advice for people, because I'm not a doctor, do not play one, is to figure out what works for you, which you've probably heard again and again, and then just trial and error. Try some things. It's fun buying muesli bars. Don't you love going to Coles and buying anything that's on special and just giving it a whirl? Like, you've literally got $2-3 to lose. Moving on. For electrolytes in the drinks, in my bottles, I like to run Coda. It's got a sort of like a mild sort of flavor, which allows it to be really palatable over a long period of time. So I've been using this for a couple of months now. I love it. I use about two tabs per bottle. And that usually keeps me going for rides up to about 4 hours. The Coda run a sweat test, so you can really tune in to find out exactly how much electrolyte you need for your body. On rides over around 4 hours, I don't carry the Coda canister with me riding, so I just take some other form of electrolyte that is just convenient to carry, which is just these little Hydrolyte sachets. They're just the same sort of style of tabs, but just a different brand. Let's move on. For the content creation, I like to take photos while I'm riding, or occasionally shoot a video, and I use the DJI Osmo Action. Quality is awesome, it's great. It just falls down on the audio. It's got these mics on top, and I haven't really thought of a good solution to stop the wind noise, so I don't really have a good solution for that other than just recording when I'm not riding. I also take photos on my iPhone 11 Pro. I love the ultra wide angle, but it's not convenient to take raw photos on this. And I like the raw photos I can take on the DJI Osmo because it gives me more of that editing flexibility in posting, allows me to get that stylized look for my photos. I carry my cycling race license just because I'm a diabetic type 1, and if I ever have a crash or ever fall, I want someone to be able to identify me with a physical card, and I don't want them to have to worry about going through my phone to try and find out who I am. And yeah, I just think that's a smart move. It also covers me for insurance on group rides, and I'll leave it at that. It also allows me to race, which I love. Data recording, I use a Garmin 530. This thing does the trick, works like a boss. It does glitch every now and again, but it looks really sleek on the handlebars. Yeah, it does what it says it's meant to do. Refresher towel, hey, this always comes in handy at some point. I'm always glad I'm carrying this. So if I've had a flat and my hands are all grubby, or you just want to be reminded of KFC, then this has never gone astray. You might be wondering what this equipment is. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a diabetic type 1, so this allows me to check my sugars whilst riding. This canister is filled with strips. This is a sugar checking device, and this pricks your finger with a little bit of blood that you can test, and you can see what your sugar level is. I need to do this whilst I'm riding, so I'm 7.7, that's a good range. And then based on my sugar reading, I'll either eat more food, less food, or administer insulin through my insulin pump to get me on a level that I need to be. Anyway, enough about that. If you want to know more about the diabetes side of cycling, it's probably best to either message me individually, or even better, go to the Team Novo Nordisk website, and they've got tons of good information on the professional cycling team that are all diabetic type 1s. I carry this little tool. It allows me to take the valve off my tube, or put an extender on the tube, because I run 55mm wheels on my bike, which means that I may need to extend the valve or someone else's tube if I'm in a pinch. So I carry this. It's a good little tool. I don't want to be caught out without it. All this stuff here is housed in this Glad bag. Glad bag, it's been tried and tested. It just works. It's cheap, it's waterproof reasonably, and it's minimal. And I find it funny. I'm riding this bike worth thousands of dollars, yet I'm carrying a 2-cent Glad bag to carry my belongings. Seems a bit odd. Anyway, moving on. I'm sure that you guys use a Glad bag, or maybe a Rapha bag, something a bit more elite. But hey, you do you. This is just what works for me, and you got to find what works for you. This is hopefully giving you some tips and tricks on stuff that you guys can do. Anyway, my spares, I carry this backcountry research strap, and it allows me to carry my spares in a really minimal fashion. I can also attach this anywhere on the bike. I usually keep it under the seat of my bike, under the saddle, but I can put it on the down tube, or sorry, not the down, yeah, top tube, down tube, on the seat tube if I'm not running 2 bottle cages, and I can move this on and off bikes real easily. Yeah, I really dig this product. This one's pretty manky. It's been going a couple of years now, but that's just a testament to the quality of the product. Could not recommend this more. It's a great 20 bucks. My shades, I'm running the Oakley Sutros. I think they look retro. I think they look stylish. I like the lines on them. I also really like the glass to frame ratio. It's just a lot of glass to a very minimal frame. My only gripe with these is that you can't remove the lenses really easily. You kind of have to, I'm not even going to try and do it, but you kind of just take the lens out by flexing the frame. That's the only thing I don't like. So cleaning them can be a bit of a hassle, but I usually just wipe a bit of soap on the lenses after a ride to get rid of any sweat and whatnot. This is obviously for low light when I start and finish in the dark. And this is for everything else. This is a prism lens. It's awesome. Oakley's technology with prism just make seeing on the bike a real pleasure. Lights. My front light is a Giant Recon. I couldn't recommend this light more. It's 1100 lumens. It comes with like a bunch of different mounts if you've got aero bars. It also comes with a GoPro mount. Enough light. It's got enough settings of strobing and whatnot, and the battery lasts pretty good. I also like how it has this little light on the side here, or this little slit where light leaks out on the side. So when you're riding, you can always see if your light is on and off by just glancing on the side here. I just think that's really neat, because it's just always a pain and a hassle worrying if a light is on, off, asking someone else is it on, off. You get the idea. My rear light is this Nog. I would not recommend this light. It's a piece of trash. I'm only using it because I bought it. The only setting I ever run it on is this setting, which is this sporadic flashing strobing setting, and this setting lasts for about as many hours as you need, 5-6 hours, whatnot. I've even left it on throughout the day by accident, and it lasts a long time. But all the other settings, they give you about 40 minutes worth of light tops, and that's just not good enough. All the rides that I go on are longer than 40 minutes. So yeah, I would not recommend this product. The only other thing that I carry on my person that I can think of right now is my whip strap. This, I'm going to save the conversation for this for another review, but I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any questions on my cycling everyday carry, let me know. Let me know if there's anything I can improve upon, or let me know what you carry. Ooh, before I go, I'd just like to mention that my Merida Reacto comes with this really nifty tool that slots into the through axles of my bike, and basically it is a 4mm Allen key and a 6mm. So I don't have to carry things like this multi-tool, because I already have a 4 and 6mm. Props to Merida for doing something like this. This is sick. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.